So do you encounter these challenges where people come and tell you, listen, you should not harm animals, you should not do this, you should not harm trees if you're creating your goods? Have you had such backlash with your products?
I had one client who said, oh, but you're killing cows to make your bags. But I told them, as much as you're saying that, you shouldn't look at it like that, because people eat beef, right? Because now, for example, our bags are made from the cattle leather. So what do you do after a cow is killed? What do you do with the skin? So it's just trying to be sustainable in taking up that skin and turning it and creating beautiful. Yes.
Welcome to yet another episode of The Millionaire Mind. My name is Turi Faye, and joining us today we have the curator or the founder of the 6 Hills Boutique. You'll probably know her. Of course, you've come across her brand on Instagram, or you've seen the ads and everything. So welcome very much, Mary. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Thank you for having me, Tori. So my name is Mary Modoni Mwangi. I'm the founder of 6 Hills Boutique. And as well, something maybe you don't know, I'm also the founder of 6 Hills Interiors. I recently started that company. So yes, I'm the founder and I'm also a mother.
Oh, and also a mother.
Yes.
So those are like 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Now, how did you start 6 Hills Boutique and interior design, and how long have you been running for?
So I started the boutique from 2018. My inspiration came from my mom's business. She sells second-hand bags, so that's why I drew my inspiration, and I saw the limits that comes with selling second-hand bags, like in terms of their durability. Now hence the creation of 6 Hills Boutique, where we create handcrafted bags and accessories using leather. Yeah.
And what exactly is the brand 6 Hills? Because, you know, it covers a broad range of things. You know, you say you create bags, but what exactly is the story behind 6 Hills?
Yeah, the story behind 6 Hills is now, I was working for my mom before. Now we used to sell with her those second-hand bags. I worked with her from 2010 to 2014. And now that's how I was seeing those second-hand bags, and that's why I drew my inspiration of just creating my own pieces. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the story.
And they are Kenyan-made, handcrafted. Do you create the bags yourself, or have you had to seek outside help to create the bags?
So I have artisans who work for me. I'm the creative designer, but I have artisans that do the stitch work and the finishes of the bags. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And what would you say sets your brand apart from other brands?
So what I will say that sets me apart is in terms of the choice of material that you use. That is leather, which is known for its durability, and also the fact that our products are handmade, they are sustainable. The leather itself is very sustainable. Yeah, so that sets me apart from other brands.
Now, for the longest time, we've had the whole debate or the whole back and forth about buy Kenyan products, support Kenyan products, invest in Kenyan brands, you know, as opposed to importing or ordering online, or just, you know, getting things from China or Shein. So the process of creating your own bags, the process of involving artisans and doing it locally, using local goods, it can be quite expensive, and all of that translates into the final price of the bag. So now, is that a challenge to you when somebody says, your bag is so expensive? It's beautiful, yes, but it's a bit pricey. How do you now convince your clients that this is durable, this is value for your money?
Okay, what I will say, I do not brand myself as luxury. So what I will say, my pieces are very affordable. Just a normal middle class will afford my products. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you share the process or the creative process in creating the bags?
Yeah, so what the the number one step that we do is we source the leather just here locally from the tanneries. We specifically use Sagana and Nakuru tannery. So we source the leather. We are very careful to select the best leather. After that, we take it to the workshop, and then we do the design. So for example, if I have a client who wants a customized bag, I have a design in mind that the client wants. So we cut the leather, and then we stitch it, and then we do the final check, and then we deliver the bag.
Awesome. And that's now the creative process, or you know, the creation process.
Yes.
But now there's the marketing and making sure that your goods are out there, that they're accessible to many people. So now how have you been able to pierce the markets, especially with social media being what it is? How do you make your brand stand out and attractive to everyone?
So what I would say on that is, first of all, we have a location. Where we are located is a good place.
Yeah,
we are located, yes, the physical location. It's in Gigiri. People around that area appreciate things that are handcrafted, things that are durable. So those are our target clients. But how we market ourselves, also we use social media. We do a lot of sponsoring of our page, so that we can get more clients to come and just purchase our products and see them. Yeah.
And there's usually this challenge that a few designers and creators encounter when they're making the bags, which is you want to be very creative with it. You want all your creative juices to reflect in the final product. But also there's the issue of functionability. So now how are you able to bring those together? It has to be a very creative piece. It has to show who I am. It has to represent the brand that is Six Hills, but at the same time it has to be functional. How do you bring this together?
How we bring that together is by making sure, for example, now most of my products are customized. Most of our clients like come up with with their own designs, most of them. So we make sure that whatever they need that they want, we put it across. For example, we'd want a client would want to have, for example, this bag to have a place where they can put a bottle inside the bag. So we make sure that we have that installed in the bag, and that makes it very functional.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in this time and age, we have a lot of trends coming up. You know, every day there's a new trend. People want, you know, clouds as bags and everything. So now how do you maintain incorporating all these trends and making it a bag that is in this time, but at the same time you're still maintaining the classic theme? Because there is a theme with your bag, you could really tell. So now how do you maintain the classic theme while still incorporating modern times?
So that's where functionality comes in. Functionality is very important. As much as we make a bag that stands out, it needs to be a bag that is functional with time. And also the fact that we use leather, as leather ages, it becomes beautiful. That now brings the timeless aspect of the bag. So functionality is very key when it comes to trendy stuff, creating products that are very trendy at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been in business since around 2015?
2018.
2018.
Yes.
To date. That was just right before the pandemic, yeah?
Yes.
So now, what would you say has been your general experience as a woman in business?
It has been quite interesting and also very challenging at some point. For example, I would say by the time, so my company came into it started in 2018, but by the time it was 2019, I was getting a child. So I had to do both, but I eventually succeeded in it. Like, I didn't give up. What I would say, like, do not give up, just continue doing what I had to do just to make the business running. Okay. Yeah.
And earlier on, you had mentioned interior designs.
Yes.
Six Hills now becoming or catering for interior design. How did that start, and when did that start?
So that's like, it started last year, November. So that's less than an year. And my great inspiration came from my dad. He's such a creative guy. He inspired me. But as well, we had so many offcuts that we had from the creation of bags. So if you see most of our pieces in the interior deco pieces, they're incorporated with leather. For example, we can do mirrors and then we put leather straps on them. We can do floating shells and then we have the leather stands on them. So that's the inspiration came from both my dad and also the fact that I was doing the leather bags.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much fashion and interior design. Between the two of them, what would you say is more sustainable for you? Do you see yourself doing one exclusively, or will they continue to be together?
I would say both of them are very sustainable. Since I've done the interior part for less than a year, I wouldn't say much about it, but what I would say, they are both very sustainable.
Okay.
Yes.
When it comes to interior design, did you feel like you needed to do a course on it or go back to school, or is it just depending on, you know, your creativeness and, you know, bringing that to life?
Yeah, no, I didn't go to school for that, but it's just from my creativeness and also inspiration just online and seeing what other people are doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
And we've had people come up with how woke they are and how sustainable some of the materials we are using are. So do you encounter these challenges where people come and tell you, listen, you should not harm animals, you should not do this, you should not harm trees if you're creating your goods? Have you had such backlash with your products?
I had one client who said, oh, but you're killing cows to make your bags. But I told them, as much as you're saying that, you shouldn't look at it like that, because people eat beef, right? Because now, for example, our bags are made from the cattle leather. So what do you do after a cow is killed? What do you do the skin? So it's just trying to be sustainable in taking up that skin and turning it and creating beautiful. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And speaking of clients, how do you handle customer feedback? Because a huge part of what you're doing is interacting with people, and human beings naturally are a bit difficult to deal with. So how do you handle customer feedback if there's a problem, if, you know, it's on the flip side a very good reaction? How do you deal with, you know, your customers?
So what we do, first of all, when you buy a bag from us, we never leave you. We always ask you.
You never leave them?
Yes, we never leave you. We are always with you. We always try to get feedback. Is if the bag is still very functional, is there any problem? And then a fact that if you have an issue with the bag, for example, if a buckle can come off, you can always return that bag and we can make it for you for free. So it has a lifetime warranty. That is what we offer in our products.
Okay,
yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten to ask you earlier on, you said you were working with your mom beforehand, before you ventured into creating your own brand. So now how do you, how exactly was the process, especially when it comes to getting funds? Did you feel the need to go to an outside party, you know, banks, or did you now come back to your savings? How has the financial journey been so far?
What I can say is the financial bit came from my savings and also support from the from my family. They have really supported me in just going through entrepreneurship, and I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
And as we wind up, have you done any collaborations so far? Because people with you know, in your industry, we've seen a few collaborations. We've seen Joka Jock featuring somebody. You know, you work with an influential person, and they collaborate and come up with their own line. Have you had such collaborations so far?
Yeah, I've used few influencers before in just creating an awareness for my brand. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
And what challenges have you faced so far?
There are quite many challenges, but one of the challenges is we are always looking forward to getting corporate orders. We have worked with big companies before, for example, Dell, CBIL, but we are always looking for, you know, just bigger brands, because that's where we get our at least a bigger profit margin. So that's a challenge that we work on every day. And also another challenge that I will say is maybe the quality of leather that you're getting from the tanneries. You will get the best quality. Most of them are normally exported, and what we have to buy is not something that you'll export. So that's a challenge that we face when we are sourcing for leather. Yeah.
So now, how exactly are you able to deal with that? Because, you know, it would feel a bit unfair if you're working with substandard goods, because they would prefer to export the really premium stuff.
So what we do is just having a good relationship with the guys from the tannery, just so that we are able to get good quality leather. And now we have to take ourselves there and just to see the leather. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned working with corporates. What would you say is your ideal clients between, you know, individual clients who come to you, you know, one-on-one, and corporations?
In terms of one-on-one, it has to be a client who value products that are handmade. That's very important. And also clients who value products that are durable. Yeah, so in terms of individualism, that's what I check. And for corporate orders, not so many corporate orders can buy, corporate companies can buy leather products, because they're quite pricey. So they need to have probably people whom they are gifting. What I see, those people need to be expatriates. That's what I see. So that at that point, that's when they come and order from us. Yeah, if they are gifting the expatriates that are coming maybe to Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have started with bags and then ventured into interior designs. Could you give us a sneak peek on what the next, you know, adventure is, or what you're planning on venturing into next?
In terms of another business?
It's still the Six Hills brand.
Yes,
so you started
it is.
with bags,
Yeah.
and now you've incorporated interior designs.
Yeah.
Is there something else that you'd like to incorporate into the brand?
For now, no, for now I'm working on the interior space, because that's what I've recently started. So for now it's just the interior space. Then maybe with time I'll know what to incorporate more.
Okay.
Yes.
And when it comes to the interior designs, how exactly has the journey been? Because it's been less than an year. How has the feedback been? Because you are, I would say, African brand. You know, it's very representative of who we are as people. So now, when you factor in interior design and such pieces, how has the feedback been?
Actually, the feedback has been quite good. I've loved it. No, because my products, the location where I'm based, they appreciate what I create. Yeah, so I'll say it has been quite good for now.
Okay.
Yes.
And I will put you on the spot. I will ask a question, which is, who are the better clients? Is it Kenyans or is it the expatriates?
Actually, both. Yes, I won't pick a side. Both are good customers. I can't pick a side.
You really can't pick
yes,
a side.
because I get both of them, both of that aspect they buy from my from my space.
Awesome.
Yes.
And what would you say, or where do you see your brand being in 5 years?
Wow, that's a good question. I see myself being, actually my vision is being the best lead African brand in Africa. So yeah, like that is what I want to see myself in the next 5 years. Like if someone in Nigeria will know Six Hills, someone in South Africa, I want them to know Six Hills, the brand itself.
And don't worry, we really do know you, because we were introduced to you through Olivia Ambani.
Yes.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, she's a good friend.
And as we wind up, you know, you've told us your story of how you started with working with your mom, identifying the problems, and, you know, covering that niche with your own brand. What would you say to somebody who has this dream, or what is your parting shot on this show?
Maybe for someone who would maybe want to start entrepreneurship, I will request them, or probably tell them, to build a strong network, because network is very important when it comes to entrepreneurship. Another thing is maybe knowing your audience and putting your finances in good order. Yes.
Finances are a huge part.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
we will
me.
showcase all the pieces. You did not carry the piece that I wanted, which is the Nandi tote bag. I have been eyeing it for a hot minute. But thank you so much for coming and, you know, telling us about your brand.
Thank you for having me.
As always, if you want to, you know, chime in on the conversation, the number is 0770-729-366. Tell us what you thought about the show. Reach out to Mary and, you know, get a few of her brands. Where should people find you on social media?
We on the social media handle for the interiors, it's 6.interiors, and for the boutique it's 6_heels.
Awesome.
Yes.
And your physical location?
It's Gigiri Box Park along UN Avenue.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
I know that place. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for you this week. We will see you next week.